let us begin, and I probably will need some small reminder. Like, first I will ask you, do you remember anything from last session?
Um, me and Simon dicked around a lot.
Yeah, prepared for the wedding.
Oh, right, because the only two of you were last time.
And and now the Game of Thrones team is playing, so this should be a fun wedding.
I just took first intro song that was on the line. I can pull another one.
Well, Simon, if I'm invited, well, just say the word.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm
Well,
like wondering about one idea in my head how to start this session, but I'm not that good in like in medias res introduction
Second idea is
beginning.
how the fuck we
Might
all
as well
wake
try
up
it.
drunk with a drunken headache on top of a mountain. Simon is missing.
damn it.
Yeah, the mountain part, I wasn't thinking about that, but about being drunk as hell, yes, I was thinking about that. So, let's try it. You know me, I know you, so I can
I should
experiment a
totally
little
be the
bit.
one missing. It would be so much worse. It's like, oh, Simon's missing. Well, he's gonna be late for a wedding. Oh, Undith's missing. Oh crap, he's gonna start genocide or something. Apparently, that's how people think about me now. It may or may not be true.
Um,
Well, if you didn't cut the people down so much,
If you mean if I didn't cause chaos and start genociding people in the first place, no one would think that I'd start chaos and start genociding people afterwards.
yes.
That's preposterous.
I kind of imagine Audie waking up like hands holding tight to a beer barrel. At least
I have
It's up to you.
some ideas. So, when this episode opens up, like a TV show, we see its fade in. Yeah, fade in, like it brightens out. We pan out on Flying Castle. We see a calendar, and it's the date shows that currently it's morning, or not morning, like afternoon of Sunday, which is like 2 days before wedding itself. And it's very peaceful, quiet, and then suddenly there's a loud voice of some unnamed member of the Nikolai, you son of a bitch! Why the fuck did you mix up that fucking dragon man?
hello, my call dropped for a second.
Hey,
Hello.
welcome back.
And then
Hello?
the tranquility is gone as people are getting stirred up, and Genhiro wobbly opens his eyes, sees bodies. Some are half naked, some are clothed around him. His head hurts. For a moment, there's like a whistling sound, and he's wondering if the Armageddon has begun, and if he got hit because his head is pounding. But then, as he stands, he pretty clearly sees evidence of yesterday's night bachelor party that was kickstarted by some of the guys from the
Audi.
guild. I mean, Audi is a woman, so woman's not like Audi
I have no-
Audi was invited to Ramus,
Oh, God.
female version of bachelor's party.
But
But-
You invited everybody to a drinking contest.
But you know what? As you like, Aoti, yeah, like we switch quickly to Aoti and we see her cuddling large wooden barrel on a and she's like probably mumbling some. Pour one more, Scotty. One more barrel.
Oh, my sweet, sweet beloved, your tone is so sweet. Oh dear.
Put a ring on it!
And as you like, like slowly starting to. You might even have a like short flashback that probably at some point in time yesterday, those two parties mixed up, and it then became a total clusterfuck. Because the amount of alcohol that was spent, well, let's to be said that when Nikolai started mixing up all the possible, what's the word for alcohol back in the day?
Booze?
Meat.
That's the word I was looking for. When he started to, without saying to people that he started mixing up Dragon's formula and special brewery to drinks that he was giving, well, the party went down funny way, very, and yeah, and like Ginkiro, maybe if like starts stumbling outside.
Alright, who the hell is eating? Of course.
Yeah. Maybe you start stumbling, you can maybe not face to face, but you see Astrid passing, and she's suddenly in very high spirit. Yeah, maybe you see two of Astrid's, like two of cleric babes, and she's like looks at you slightly condescending, slightly I'm sad for you. Then she thinks for a moment, and I could cure your hangover, but you know what? I said same thing to Remis. Maybe this will teach you something. And she just goes away without like curing your hangover.
Genko kind of whimpers and kind of lets out a small whimper. Please, ma'am, have some respect for the dead. Or the dying, at least.
She...
Can I make a...
You can,
persuasion
whatever
check?
you can try. And like she's like strikes her chin. Well, speaking of the dead, I'm pretty sure they are still at that bed to how long they can survive being hanged, but that's in the other room if you are interested.
Probably pointing in the direction of Audie. Oh god.
Okay, make that. Well, on one hand it's plus 31, on another it's 2.
On the other hand, you're drunk.
Give me a moment. She's like...
No, I'm not drunk, I'm hungover.
Okay. Like... let it be a lesson for you to double check what Nikolai gives you to drink. And then she's like whispering some arcane words of power, makes a fancy and then you feel better, but and as she says, well, for lessons to stick, you won't feel as dead, but I'm gonna leave some side effect of alcohol. Lesson needs to be learned. I don't know I don't know what apart from headache can be a good side effect of alcohol. I'm not that much of a drinker. Anyways, something stays, so you're feeling slightly better but not like exactly perfect.
And I'm going to have to cut you off here because my dad just told me that I need to make some pizzas for myself. Because we're having dinner right now. Sorry.
It's no problem. Enjoy your...
Yep. Be right back.
Okay, so speaking of that hanging guy, as Aoti also maybe not stumbled, because like dwarves have inherent way of being better drinkers than any, but like slightly wobbling still, having like a barrel of like half empty barrel of mead on one of the shoulders. That barrel is probably like half the size, like quarter of Aoti or half of her, but she's like holding it.
Pure strength of will.
And then like you stumble upon, which is like the end of some bed, and you see like some very drunk guy, and to the side there's a Varian who is probably passing by and like inspecting the devastation. You see Varian who is like with one raised eyebrow, just looking at these guys, and you don't know if his face expression is like, oh my god, those idiots, and between that, why do I even care? And like, why am I even still? And basically what's happening is that they pulled up some tables, they hanged a rope on one of the on something that will work, and one of the and they are timing themselves because they are all like eternal members of this guild. They are all timing themselves how long they gonna
Stated.
endure. No, not say that. How long they can endure being hanged with the rope on their neck without like passing out or like
Okay.
calling quits or something.
A dare, in other words. Mm.
Yeah, and now that you like see that, you have another flashback, like very short one, that yeah, there were some few bets between immortals that were like to test, like for example chicken game. Like, okay, so put that into your eye. Don't be a chicken. Yeah, at some point it got like some parts of these guys went really like dark humor way, and like you faintly remember that the Varian and Asmarius were just going around, and like if non-immortal members of the guild like Kim and his recruits got it was like if it was obvious that they were going to be part of that bet, like Asmarius and Varian, they were just swooping in and they were just like blasting those people. Okay, you are drunk, you want to do something to be dead, might as well do you the favor.
They're blowing people up. How drunk were they? Oh no.
It's not that they were drunk, they were just not giving a fuck and deciding that, okay, you are gonna do something that will end in your death, and you want to, and I don't care, but if non-immortal members get in that bet, well, we'll intervene. And because people were so drunk, words were not getting to them, they were just resorting to very simple thing that was putting out of commission guys for a few minutes. Meaning blasting the ever-living shit out of them. And now that you think about it, as you were walking by, you still see remnants of some scorching marks and like dents in walls, on corridors and floor. They are being repaired by the Legion itself, because the tower has that ability to like in time repair. And yeah, fuck. You probably will run this, but out of character. Now I fucking had that stupid idea of Legion being, because consciousness cannot get drunk, so he was like.
I can imagine me and some other people trying to get Legion drunk.
Yeah, and Legion was.
I can't imagine bringing Zach, like, end it with as a triangle, like, end it, you know this thing, you can do it.
That would. When we're still drunk or afterwards?
Still drunk.
Yeah,
Very,
that is like a flashback when you were.
That would not end well.
Yes, somebody
know.
somebody threw an idea. Hey, can you get? We are afraid not. We are the collective consciousness of
Here,
this castle.
here.
Bullshit! Come, let us.
Okay. I have an idea. The navigation center, the pool in the center is like a liquid kind of thing, right? I start pouring alcohol into it.
Okay, I can imagine me doing the same thing. Like, pouring into the navigation center, like, alcohol.
And like probably at some point Varian steps in. Be very grateful that A, this doesn't work. B, we are not going anywhere because we do not need drunk navigation. And Legion is like, well, this is faintly amusing. If you want to try, then we would recommend other place. And then like Legion himself, because we became curious as to if we are able to become drunk. And
Hey, here's an idea.
And
Let's
then
go pour it in the soul of the fortress.
yeah, and then they open for you like the way to soul of the fortress, which is like sea of like lights, like mix of galaxy and whatnot. Like it's strange.
I can imagine that Legion would say not get drunk, but have this feeling of intoxication.
Yes, we are interested in feeling new things. Please, by all means, but we are.
Me and Audie tap like complete kegs and just start tossing him in there.
Yeah, it's exactly what we would do. Oh, I think getting drunk is way too bad.
While drinking some ourselves, of course.
Of course.
But what kind of meat? I
Like,
gotta say this is before Nikolai started mixing it up, but
We're asking him for alcohol.
okay, so because of your fucking idea from then the party went to hell because of your idea Nikolai started to mix up alcohol for everybody, not only for Legion. Because Legion is like, you throw 2 normal kegs and Legion is like, we are afraid this doesn't have any effect on our consciousness. Can you possess anything stronger perhaps?
Oh god. We go to that brewer and we like, give us your strongest stuff. We got some intoxication to do.
And he's like, you do not see that often, but because party is already in the. He's like, some of the stuff of breweries is on fire. Like there are like a mix of strange, colorful gases in the brewery, but he's like, everything is on. This is proceeding just as planned, and yeah, you can see that. Yeah, sure, in this fire, not everything is destroyed, and this looks like his normal way of like making really. And then he's challenge accepted. He's like, you never seen him more happy before than when you said that he wants strongest alcohol, because he just went ballistic. He was only one man, but it seemed like at times it seemed like there were like 5 people working in there, and he was like mixing it up. There was strange fires, explosions, strange hallucinations. And then he like made a beautiful in Polish we have like a very fun name for a very strong mix of alcohol, and it's based off Asterix. In Polish we call it kościołek panoramiksa, and I think in English would be like panoramics mixture or something. Really strong shit that has very interesting and nice smell. Although let's see how well he can do that. Considering he's literally on fire, he's enjoying his work, and he wants to make the bloody best fucking meat ever. Then, yep. Okay, guys, here it is. And he's like, you wait like 10 minutes, and he was probably making 1 barrel per minute. And then he was just like throwing it on your backs here, and then like give you like few of those, and then he takes. Come, let's allow our friend Legion to party with us. And he probably leaves some of the barrels on the way. Some people are like, hey Nikolai, what you carrying? The best alcohol ever! Sure, give it to us! And then you're like, maybe if you come back from that area, like half an hour later or hour later, they're just like completely like wasted, hammered down, like unconscious, but with huge smile on their faces and not in pool of puke.
When we wake up, the castle's tilted.
Yeah, you realize that after waking up, after going outside, that not after waking up, because when you are inside the castle, even if it's tilted, the gravity still works. So.
Oh god, I imagine looking out and just seeing.
It's like we had such an awesome party that our place of residence and main mode of transportation got drunk.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then like you go to that portal, then you start throwing barrels of meat. First one, Legion is like, we believe we felt some tingling, although we are not sure. Please keep them coming. And then you like start throwing 2 at a time, 3 at a time. After collective voice of thousands of consciousness in that of Legion is like slightly slow. And
imagine 1,000 voices.
We believe it's working. Yes, it's working. It's really good. Please keep them coming.
Okay. I could just imagine that, like the gravity tilting, so that the barrels automatically start flying into it.
Yes, it's like you feel some slight tilt, and then
the barrels start rolling in by themselves, and we're
yeah,
almost caught up
and,
to it.
and then like tilts. At some point, you forget to count which barrel. Suddenly, you hit the ceiling because gravity switches. And suddenly, like, everybody flies to the ceiling, and then... excuse me. At some point, even though you do not have PA system, like, through all of the castle, like, at different points in time, Legion starts, like, singing. Some of the songs are probably not even from your world. Like you hear something about vodka, and then some different like songs of love and joy and harmony. Yeah, basically it's like gets to hell really fast.
I can imagine. What's the guild leader's name again?
Varion.
I can imagine like Varian coming to stop us, and we just gave him a drink, like one of the strongest brew, like take a sip, and you'll see what we mean. And we're like grumble, and everything, and then he drinks it. I can imagine that's how everything.
He wouldn't. This is not the first party he tries to be chaperone of, so he's like, you see that he raises his finger, he opens his slightly opens his mouth, and he's like,
smells the fumes, gets drunk.
You know what? I don't even. And then he like turns her. I will just make sure that Legion doesn't teleport us into void. Not everybody can fucking breathe in outer space. And yeah, speaking of hell, sometime later. Oh my god, yes, now I know. some people think the party went longer than one night because at some point Legion gets so drunk that his timeline inside the castle got slightly disrupted from the outside. So while we're inside the tower, the party probably went for more than one day, while outside, like, only several hours passed. So that's, you've probably start like recollecting that, so probably that's why you are feeling more wasted than you should be, because yeah, the party was longer. Maybe, probably. Who knows? Nobody remembers for sure.
Then we discover that the fortress can time travel. Or is that what you're talking about?
It can slow down time inside of it. It can't travel through time.
Yeah, it can compress time, so day inside is like hour outside on that.
Okay.
Maybe, but maybe he doesn't know how to consciously do that, and Legion only can do that when he's drunk. Who knows? That's the first time he did. Speaking of hell, probably at some other point in time later, because yeah, very quickly people stopped operating on like in 10 minutes or an hour. They started operating like, okay, I'll be right there. I'll be there in a moment. Because everybody stopped like figuring out what time is it. And yeah, at some point in time, maybe Endif, while he still was there.
I have a crazy idea that I want to do.
In a moment, you probably like spot. Yeah, speaking of hell, you see like horned creatures like Valina in this, like in the circle in the House of Pleasures, not in the rooms, just like on one of the like open tables, like as the bar. You see like several humanoid creatures sitting around, maybe some tieflings, Velina, her barbarian lady, Vastred, and you also see some few other, like 2 or 3 horned, red-skinned creatures who have like embers in their eyes, who are wearing very nicely looking, probably almost like noble level, pure white clothes. They are like laughing and drinking Nikolai stuff, but you see that Nikolai stuff is also on fire.
Normally, this would probably go against everything I stand for, but I walk up to them and ask for some of their drink. If this were a giant-ass party, I'd probably be like, devils, smite, slaughter, kill. But, hey, we're all drinking. We're all pals here.
Yeah, because you had to go. Maybe don't exactly remember how you went there, but you recollect that maybe you went through one-way gates, and because Legion is so drunk, one of the gates that probably leads to... Fuck, what's the usual name for plane of devils? Not demons, devils, the lawful evil type of guy.
Hell.
Hell? Yeah, hell, okay.
Hell.
So, you see that... I don't know if you studied the circles and know which one goes to where, but that I will leave that up to you. So, you as a player knows that the circle, like, that allows to call a trader from hell is slightly strange, and probably the devil who was called was allowed to go through. And then, yeah, you meet 2 or 3 devils. Give me a moment. Let's see, what are they? Why not 1d3, fucking 3d2. Okay, so one guy, at least you think that's the devil guy, and 2 female devils are sitting around drinking, and very nice, like, and they are like all pretty drunk, but like mostly Velina and Vastred, and the devils, they are like, okay, they're drinking, they're having fun, but they are like just slightly stirred, careful, because it's a party, but they are not sure if some paladin with stick in his ass will try to kill them while they are partying. And then it's like, yeah, come, Andy, hi, come get here. This is like, Nikolai makes a good stuff, but these fellas, they made it even better. That's why we called them, to give so they can give us better booze. And then, like, you take it and please give me a fortitude save.
Hey, I'm back.
Well, we fucked
And
up.
I have pizza.
I am making a fortitude save against infernal booze.
I got Legion drunk.
We got Legion drunk.
Yeah, the tower is slightly tilted at one point. Yeah, this is happening, like, this is a flashback. Like, when the party was still going on. Okay, so... for a moment you do not black out, but when you, like, try to, like, blink, you, like, your consciousness slowly turns back to your mind, and you see, like, the dark side of your mind, and your, like, not partner, but homicidal maniac, who is currently your horse.
I offer him a drink.
And no, you do not understand, because you drink it, and he's like, I just want to say, I fucking hate you, and then he falls unconscious because he's fucking drunk.
You got your inner self drunk.
So how many people are in this room?
Apart from that table, because you're sitting at one of the tables where there's Vastred, Velina, and that 3 devils. I don't know. This is like, because you might not fall unconscious, but suddenly
Doesn't matter.
I'm gonna say that this is the part of the party where you cannot count. Everything is like in a slight blur.
I stand up
a few
on a
people.
table, and in my slurred speech, I start yelling, "Who wants to help me with a little fun project? If you do, grab a keg of beer and follow me." And I find a keg of beer that's not being used and carry it up to the greater summoning room.
You cannot summon the fucking god of beer. What's his name again?
Okay, I don't have God of Beer prepared because that's not
wait,
a servant but deity.
Do I see Genkiro along the way?
I don't know. Also, please give me either diplomacy check or straight up charisma check.
I will give you a diplomacy check. And along the way, I will be yelling for Genkiro, and hopefully he hears me.
There's some music coming from the green. You hear some music coming from the farms and fields.
I'll like peek my head in there and just like start yelling for Genkiro and just like go over and like just start dragging him towards the greater servant at something as well.
Yeah, probably dragging Genkiro
as you peek your head into the farms and fields, you see the same kind of city or village that he created a while ago.
I don't care. I just do find him, drag him out of his village.
and
This happy little
and you
hope.
see that the entire village is partying. He's having
I yell at them to bring alcohol too. I don't care if they're an illusion or not.
Some of them are having dance contests. There's a 2-story high cake. There's balloon animals.
I don't know what'll happen. Who knows? Maybe I'll even summon you guys. Come on.
I know.
And that's all I say to hit my stuff.
And that's the last you remember.
Yes, I start dragging Genkiro. If you want me to make a strength check, I can.
Make a strength check. See what you get.
What?
Wait, it
just
wouldn't be a strength check. My strength's terrible, actually.
Legion plays some Irish songs.
You know what? Just for funsies, I'm going to roll a strength check.
Or we could do CMD versus your CM. my CMB versus your CMD, which is almost a strength check, but I have a slightly higher bonus because of my total attack bonus. But
no, I'm making a strength check.
okay, I will also make a strength check then.
Well,
Huzzah! I start dragging Genkiro along with me.
That's probably not because you are stronger, but because he's more drunk.
Most likely.
you see, as you drag Genkiro away, the entire village conga lines after you.
I am fine with this. I tell them to bring alcohol.
Yeah, they conga line in. Wait, what's the typical Irish dance?
Irish jig.
Step dancing?
Yeah, step dancing.
Step dancing.
The conga line step dancing while carrying alcohol. Even if it is an illusion, I don't care.
Yes, they bring their illusionary alcohol.
It'll help somewhat, maybe. I don't know.
Also tries to drink the illusionary alcohol.
If you want me to make a knowledge arcana, I can't. If you want me to use make a use magic device, I can't. I don't know what the hell's going to happen. I'm just gonna try.
You mean on what?
Can you make a use magic check when you're drunk?
I don't know.
I mean,
does that count as driving under the influence?
You are talking about using Greater Servant Summoning?
Yes. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to fill the room with